Hello, algebra students. We're going to look at section 5.2, adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. So we looked at these exponent properties the other day. We'll have to be dealing with exponents a lot. And now today it's the sort of bigger picture look at doing these operations on the polynomials. Adding, subtracting, multiplying. So look at number 1. It says simplify, and we have this polynomial plus another polynomial. Okay, so here's one polynomial, here's the other one, and we're going to add those together. So the first thing we do is drop the parentheses, and I'll write what that looks like. There it is, and then as we have here to the side, it says combine like terms. So typically what we do is cross these off as we go, just to keep track. So we have 6x squared plus 9x squared, and so that's 15x squared. So I was just double checking something. Sorry about that. So that's 15x squared, and we cross off the 6x squared and 9x squared because we're through with those. And then what other like terms do we have? Well, we have this 3x, and here's negative 3x. Well, that adds to 0, right? So we don't write anything. That's just 0x. And then we have plus 1 and minus 6. Plus 1 minus 6, well, that's minus 5. Then we cross that off, and then we know we're done. We've combined all the like terms. Okay. So next example is subtracting polynomials. So we have here one polynomial minus another polynomial. And the first thing we do, it says distribute the negative sign. Okay, distribute the negative. So we'll just write down the first polynomial exactly like it is. And then this negative sign distributes just as it shows, with the lines here. So it's negative 4, and then that negative also distributes to the next term. So it's negative 6x cubed. And the negative distributes to the last term. Well, it's negative already. So negative of a negative, that becomes positive 12x. The last term is positive. Okay, so now, as this says right here, combine like terms. Okay, so we see the 2x. Is there anything else? 2x plus 12x I see over there. That's 14x. We'll cross them off to keep track of where we are. And now we have 4x cubed minus 6x cubed. So that's negative 2x cubed. 4x cubed minus 6x cubed is now gone. All that's left is the numbers. Negative 1 minus 4, so that's negative 5. Okay, and then we'll write that in descending order by the exponent. The largest exponent here is 3, so we'll put that one first, that term first. And that's negative 2x cubed plus 14x minus 5. Okay, and that is it. Okay. Don't think, let's see, I didn't put a box around the final answer on this one up here. Mark that like that. Okay, so now multiplying polynomials. Well, you just use the distributive property, okay? So find each product. Okay, let's do the first one. It's going to be 6x squared times x squared. Okay, that's 6x to the fourth, right? Add exponents. Okay, 6x squared times 3x. Okay, we multiply the coefficients. 6 times 3 is 18. And then x squared times x is x cubed, x to the third power. Okay, and then the last one, 6x squared times negative 2. So that's negative 12x squared. Okay, that's that one. Next one, this will be a little bit of work. Just use the distributive property though. We have to watch those exponents, and you know, we're adding exponents when we multiply. So the first, when we take the 6m times n to the fourth times this first term, we're going to have 6. The m exponents add. 1 plus 3 is 4, our new exponent. And then okay, apologies, just checking something. Okay, the n is n to the fourth times n, so that's just n to the fifth, right? Okay, so that takes care of the first term. So now times the second term. Well, 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. And then we have to multiply the variables. M times m squared. It's the ones with the same bases that we're looking at. M times m squared. So that's m to the third power. And then we look at n to the fourth times n to the fourth, which is n to the eighth. Okay, and now the last term. So we got numbers to multiply. 6 times 6 is 36. And that's m squared, because we have m times m, right? And then n is to the fourth, and then the other one's to the first. So that's n to the fifth when we add exponents. Okay, so I think that takes care of that one. I'll try not to make any mistakes, and I hope you saw the announcement. If you watched the video from yesterday, I made a mistake in it. Basically, 2 to the third power, it turns out that's 8. And in the video, I treated it like it was just 2. It was supposed to be 2 to the third times 5, should have been 8 times 5, which is 40. So I corrected it in the notes, but it's not been corrected in the video yet. Okay, so let's look at the next one now. We'll have to FOIL this one. Okay, so we take the 3x times 12x. That's 36x squared. And then the 3x times 2, whoops, like that, that's 6x. And now we have the negative 1 times 12x. Well, that is negative 12x. And then negative 1 times 2 is negative 1. And you have to then, look for like terms, and we have that here, this 6x minus 12x. Those are like terms. So we're going to combine those. So we have 3x squared, and that combines to negative 6x minus 2. Let's see. I wrote this down wrong up above, didn't I? This should have been minus 2. Whoops. Oh, I won't be able to do it that way. Let me hold on here. There we go. Whoops. This should have been minus 2. Okay. Finish that. All right. So we now have some more multiplication. Just a couple more to look at. And you have something like this sometimes. It's a binomial times a trinomial. And you have to multiply that first term in the binomial times each of those other 3, right? And then the second term, likewise, in the binomial has to be multiplied by each of the 3 in the trinomial, okay? So let's do it. We take the 4x times all 3 of those, and we get negative 8x to the 5th when we take the 4x times negative 2x to the 4th, right? And then we get, taking next 4x times negative 3x, so that's negative 12, whoops, negative 12 x squared. Okay, and then negative 4x times 6 is positive 24x. So then we take the 2 times all 3 of the terms in that trinomial that we're multiplying by. 2 times negative 2x to the 4th is negative 4x to the 5th. Oh, sorry, x to the 4th. I came up with an extra x there somehow. This is what I'm multiplying, 2 times 2x to the 4th. So it's just negative 2x to the 4th. Negative 4, sorry, negative 4x to the 4th. Well, there it is. And then the 2 times the 6. I'm sorry, 2 times negative 3x is negative 6x. And then 2 times 6 is 12. So now we combine like terms. We look at negative 8x to the 5th. There is no other. I'll go ahead and cross these off as I go, though. Okay, and then we have the next largest term is way over here. So I mean the next largest exponent, right, of x. It's 4. So we write that one next. Okay, so you just have to look around for the next highest exponent. So negative 4x to the 4th. Okay, now we're done with that one. Cross it off. And then there are no x cubed. So now the next one is x squared. So minus 12x squared. And that one's done. And now we see there's a couple times x, right? So 24x minus 6x, that's positive 18x. Okay, and then those two are gone. We've accounted for them. And then the only one left is 12. Okay. I'm double checking this. I should have a 12x squared. Yeah. So I believe that's correct. So let's go on to the next one. And it's another binomial times a trinomial. Again, we take that first term in the binomial and times each of the three terms in the trinomial, and then we take the second term in the binomial times each of those three, and then we've got it. Then we combine like terms, of course. Okay, so let's see what it comes out to. The 3x times x squared is 3x cubed. Okay, our exponents add, right? We have an exponent of 1, an exponent of 2, 2 plus, and then 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, so 3x times the 4x gives us 12x squared. 3x times negative 5, negative 15x. And then that's it for the 3x. Then 3 times x squared is 3x squared. 3 times 4x is 12x. And then 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. So we do have some like terms to combine here, right? We look at the largest exponent again, and it's right here, this x cubed. So that's the term that goes first, 3x cubed. There are no other x cubes to combine that with. The 12x squared we have now, but we also have plus 3x squared, so we combine those. That's 15x squared. So those are combined. And now the next one is just x. So we have negative 15x and 12x. So minus 3x is what that comes out to. We cross those off, and now we have minus 15. Okay, so that's that. And I think that's our last example. So that is adding, subtracting, and multiplying. Go ahead and put a box around this one. Adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials.